Welcome back to the Empire Sports of Mind podcast. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the Yankees. We're going to do some trivia about the Yankees. We've never done trivia on this podcast. We thought it'd be fun. And we're going to discuss the Knicks, the Rangers ahead of their upcoming playoff runs. Both are going to make the playoffs, and I think that'll wrap it up. Let's start with the Yankees. Yankees are 10-3, got off to a really hot start. John, where do you want to take us first?
I mean, Matthew, the New York Yankees have been their season this year is different from last year because of one man. And it's because of a couple pickups in the offseason. But we all know that one man is Juan Soto. I mean, he has turned around this team, the energy of this team, just the attitude of it's just echoing to every single player on the team. It's transferring to everyone on the team. Since the first game, Matthew, right? I mean, that first game-saving throw he made in the ninth inning, bottom of the ninth, the celebrations he did, just the whole energy of the team is just so different. The at-bats he's having, I mean, every pitch is every at-bat that he's having is 3-2, fouling off tough pitches and getting base hits on good to come through in clutch situations. And that transfers to everyone on the team. And you're seeing everyone on the team taking so many pitches as he does. And Juan Soto is just a transformative player the Yankees got. And he's been everything the Yankees have dreamed of. I mean, and more. I think and more as well, because he loves playing in New York. Some people, wondered, is it an act that he has on the field? No, it's pure. I mean, this guy just loves playing baseball. And in a stage like New York, he even loves it more. It's been awesome to watch so far. And the Yankees 10-3. We'll get into it. I mean, they're 10-3, and Aaron Judge has been in the slump the whole year so far. So that's without him getting hot. They're 10-3. Big difference from last year.
Yeah, I mean, their two best hitters were Torres and Judge last year, both of whom have not gone off to good starts. Torres bumped down from the leadoff spot, but I think the important thing is you're getting contributions from somebody like Soto, but you're also getting contributions from guys you wouldn't expect. Obviously, Oswaldo Cabrera, especially in the Houston series, was spectacular. Volpe's been really good to start the year. And then pitching in different spots, you've gotten Rodon, Stroman, those two starts, not so much yesterday's start. And then the bullpen, guys you've really never heard of, Nick Birdie. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, yeah, you can't help but wonder. I don't think a 934 OPS from somebody like Oswaldo Cabrera is sustainable. But then you hope that Judge plays a little better, that Rizzo plays a little better, Torres, even somebody like Verdugo. So I think there's a lot of potential for this team, especially in the lineup. And I think that one thing too is the lineup's been really consistent, which I like. I know we haven't seen a lot of somebody like Trent Grisham came up, he played that first game. I was like, oh, that's how this guy hits. I don't think that guy can hit at all. They haven't played somebody like Jahmai Jones, who's on the team. He can't hit. They haven't really played. I mean, they've played Birdie. They've had to play Trevino. Those guys can't hit. But one thing that I would like to point out is that the lineup is very consistent. You always see Torres, Soto, Rizzo, Judge, Verdugo, Volpe, Stanton, and then one of Cabrera, Birdie, and one of Wells, Trevino, always out there. No rest days this year, which I really like.
I know, and I really want to, just apologize. I know it's still early, but Stanton, I mean, I was ripping this guy apart when he got off to that start, which I believe it was like 4 games, and he had like 12 strikeouts, something along those lines, and I was ripping him apart. I was going to the game. I told Matthew I'm going to boo the shit out of this guy. I was really ticked off at him. He had to step up, making so much money, always hurt. I mean, he's come through in the postseason, but that's. I mean, look. The Yankees they didn't go to the postseason last year because of him being injured. Part of the reason because of that. So it takes off at him. But Matthew, his at-bats have been a lot better. And look, Stanton, we know him. He's a guy that he gets hot. It looks like he's Babe Ruth out there. Then the next week, he all of a sudden turns into a Little League player who hasn't played the game at all. It looks like he hasn't played the game at all. So that's Stanton hot streaks. Hopefully this is not one of his hot streak that last 2 weeks and goes away. Hopefully it's a hot streak that is a little bit more sustainable. And I think a reason that Matthew brought up last night is his at bats are better than they ever were. He is not taking strikes in the beginning of counts. He is taking that first pitch strike and hitting it hard for a base hit, double, home run. He's not looking to get deep into at bats where he gets in trouble and starts chasing pitches and gets into strikeout trouble. Like, that's the difference. That's why I think this is more sustainable than it has been in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I pointed this out last night. I think it's a reflection of the hitting coach, which it's too early to tell. Is this guy going to be a great hitting coach? You have no clue. But one adjustment, sometimes some guys just taking walks and he starts hitting the ball hard. That has nothing to do with the hitting coach. That's something you see the ball a little better. You're getting in the swing of things. But this Stanton, after the first 4 games, the first 6 games or whatever, there was a very clear approach, difference. The first 6 games, he was taking first pitch strike. We're trying to work the count, for a walk. Once he's at 2 strikes, he is not a good hitter. He will chase that curveball. He will chase that slider. That is not
Mhm,
somebody you want up to
mhm.
bat with 2 strikes. So that approach, maybe it works for somebody like Verdugo, who's more of a contact hitter, or even Soto, who can lay off pitches with 2 strikes, but it doesn't work for Stanton. They made the adjustment. Stanton, like you said, is attacking first pitch fastballs. A lot. And then in yesterday's game, he was hitting the ball hard. And one thing that I noticed was, and I went back and I checked it, no 2 strike counts. That's an approach change. So you really have to appreciate that. And I think one thing about Stanton, we always say this, he's accountable. And I think it's easy for somebody, Stanton, to say, I want to see that. I want to see what the pitcher has. I've been doing this my whole career. It's worked. I'm not going to change my ways. And for him to make such a significant adjustment in his approach, 5 games into the season, I think speaks a lot about the work ethic and perhaps his desire to actually be good this year.
It does, Matthew. We always, poke fun at him, maybe losing weight, cutting down, and we always say we don't
Mhm.
really see the difference. This guy, look, I mean, you love to see him, as you said, changing his approach, being open to it, because he can easily be, oh, I've won an MVP before. I've been here, I've done that. I've hit
I
so
know
many
what I'm
home runs in my
doing.
career.
Yeah.
I'm not changing my approach. He can easily be like that. He makes 35, Matthew, he makes $30 million a year. He doesn't have
Yeah.
to listen to a hitting coach that makes $1 million a year. He doesn't have to do that. Like, that's the thing.
Mhm.
But he's trusting him. That says a lot in the hitting coach, the respect he has from the players already. I know it's early and things could go south. He has the respect from big time players like Stanton, and he's changed his approach. It's clear that he has, and it's worked so far, Matthew. He has 4 home runs already, OPS of 900, and it started out really bad, but that quick change has really turned around for him. I think, as I said in the beginning of this year, anything you get from Stanton is a bonus because you really aren't.
Mhm.
Me and Matthew both, we're not expecting big things with our projections, as you saw. Like we were projecting like maybe 20 home runs and then hitting like southwards of 220. We did not expect
Yeah.
much. What you're getting right now is he's going to help the team a lot.
Mhm.
But I mean, Matthew, move on to Judge. I think he'll be fine. I think that it's just an early slump. Um, Maybe him trying to do too much. You have Soto behind you doing everything, right? And you want to step up and be that guy, right? You want to prove to everyone that I'm still that guy. I'm still the captain on the team. I feel like that maybe is putting a little pressure on him potentially, right? Like this guy behind me is doing all these things, and I can't step up. Maybe it's getting in his head a little bit. I think he'll come out of it. Last night, Matthew had a couple opportunities to break the game open, tie the game for the Yankees, get them back in it, and both of the I think in the 7th and in the 9th, he had a chance with the bases loaded and got out. But yeah, Judge, I think he'll be fine. And Matthew, the pitching so far has been phenomenal. Starting pitching has been absolutely phenomenal. A weakness that we said that they had.
Yeah, totally agreed. I think that, with Judge, I'm not that worried. I think he's seeing the ball well. He has more walks than strikeouts. Usually that's like a precursor to him kind of going on a tear. I mean, really for
Yes,
anybody, if you're
that's
seeing
good.
like a slump is you striking out a lot. No, this is kind of a mixture of bad luck. I think a couple different things early in the season. So I'm not that worried. His OPS is still around league average. I mean, it's not been like he's been terrible. He just hasn't been the Aaron Judge that hit 62 home runs or the Aaron Judge that was, if he played a full season last year, was on pace to hit 55 plus home runs or whatever it was. But the one thing with the Yankees, I look at the starting lineup every day, and it's to their credit, it's been the same. But I can't help but wonder where is the depth? And Jose Trevino's completely helpless out there. So Wells hasn't been great. There's
Yeah.
not really a good catcher. There is not. I mean, let's think of this. Who is the backup left fielder? Is Alex Verdugo playing 162 games? I don't think there's a backup left fielder on the roster. Maybe it's Oswaldo Cabrera. That's the only one I can think of because is Trent Grisham only a center fielder? Judge is not moving to left. Can Stanton play left? Can Soto play left? Is there a backup? Then I mean, it seems like they have a bunch of guys that can play right field, a bunch of guys that maybe can play center field, Grisham, Judge. But to me, there's no backup shortstop. There's no backup second baseman.
Yeah.
There's no backup first baseman. There's no backup left fielder, and there's not a starting catcher really at this point. So
I
I
mean,
think the depth, if there's an injury, is going to be a bit of a problem.
and maybe the depth concerns could lead to a potential trade deadline trade. The Yankees haven't
Yeah.
acquired like a big time bat in the trade deadline since a while. I can't even remember honestly. Big time. Maybe Todd Frazier, like an impact bat. that they acquired at the deadline. Usually they
Yeah,
search
bat,
for
yeah.
pitching and they
They
acquire
tried
pitching,
for
but a bat.
Benintendi. I mean, they tried for that, but
Benintendi, yeah, that was. I mean, that
yeah,
was a minor. That wasn't like a big time, like getting a first baseman like Matthew, like first baseman. Like Rizzo has struggled here, and defensively too, he's really not been great with coming up with
yeah,
scoops and
yeah.
stuff. Can that be related to the concussion issue? I don't know. Like maybe he's not going to be that same player because of that. What happened last year? Hitting wise, he's. I mean, kind of like Judge, not great. Hitting like what 245, 666 OPS, like and fielding is one of his biggest strengths. Like you have Rizzo, all right, maybe if he's not hitting, at least he's going to provide plus defense at first base. That's huge for the team, but he hasn't provided that. So
Mhm.
Matthew, Pete Alonso might be available at the trade deadline. The Yankees
Yeah.
maybe can work out a deal with the Mets. I don't know, like that. Maybe it's not going to be Pete Alonso. Probably won't be, but a big
No.
time bat like that to
Mhm.
address that maybe an outfielder, first baseman, and then catcher could become a need. I think Austin Wells, though he's only played in 8 games, hasn't been great. Obviously, numbers say that story, but I think there's another story where he's hitting the ball hard. He's having solid at bats. He got a little bad luck. I think the game I went to on Saturday, he hit 2 really hard balls. The next day, he hit a good ball. It's out. I think he's just getting bad luck with the cold weather, wind blowing in.
Mm.
He's been. I mean, it's not like he's having like bad at bats like a guy that doesn't belong in this league. I think he belongs here, but yeah, you're not gonna expect like big things out of him right away. But I think he's giving you. I think he's gonna step it up a little bit here and hit better than
Yeah.
Trevino. Trevino is absolutely helpless out there. He's really bad.
Mhm.
Like I don't see anything for him.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree, and Wells, I guess the defense we heard was much improved. I haven't really seen that, to be honest. I think the defense has been a little suspect. There was, like, a pop-up that he dropped, among other
Mhm.
things. But, one thing is, I mean, the one thing maybe you give catchers credit for is the pitching. No, nobody thought this pitching rotation, even the bullpen, the way it is with Loaisiga, injury-prone Loaisiga now out for the year.
Yeah.
Nobody thought this was maybe you give the catchers some credit. They know what they're doing with the pitchers, and I know Trevino's the defensive specialist, so maybe
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
deserves some credit there. I really wouldn't know. But I mean, on the bullpen, I guess. I mean, yeah, you have Loiska going down. I mean, shocker, I guess. But you're getting. I mean, the trash, whatever you want to call it, the dumpster diving of cash and bullpen guys continues. A guy like Nick Birdie, 0 earned runs. Even somebody like who's this? Matt Magiajewski, who came in the other day, wasn't bad. Beater was fine in the 1 inning he played. Jake Cousins in 3 innings didn't look great, but he only gave up 1 run. And even Dennis Santana, that guy's actually I'm
Yeah.
gonna exclude him. That guy's not good.
Yeah. I
But
would.
and then the
Yeah.
one guy I wanna
He's a dumps. Yeah. He belongs in the dumpster. I would
no,
say.
he belongs. Keep him in the dumpster. And then the one guy I want to shout out is Ian Hamilton. One guy, no, Ian Hamilton, one guy told me, he was like, well, the thing about Ian Hamilton is he's boring to watch because he only throws strikes. This guy only throws strikes. And it's a great thing out of the bullpen. I think he's really good. I think I remember I said this last year. I was like, oh, this guy made the opening day roster. He's only 27 years old. Maybe he can be part of the future. And I think that's the best arm in the bullpen. Maybe even over Clay Holmes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and still Clay Holmes, Matthew. That's another facet of it. Talking about trade deadline. I know it's pretty early, but getting a big time closer, that would be. I mean, that's something if you're going to compete for a championship, you
It'd be
have to
nice.
have.
Mhm.
All the good teams have a shutdown closer. I know Hader struggled early, but I mean, really, like Clay Holmes, you really trust him. He's another form. I mean, not as bad as Chapman, but he still like makes you nervous. He's not a guy like Mariano where and I know that's a high bar. I know those are big shoes to
Yeah.
fill, but he's not like Mariano where you're like, all right, this game's over. No, it's not over. It's the same. It's like the same story as Chapman where you're nervous and it's nail biting time when he comes in the game. And Ian Hamilton, I mean, Matthew, if he continues like this, he could potentially be the closer as the season unfolds. You never know. And Matthew, throw strikes. Why would you be bored by him throwing strikes? We watch Aroldis Chapman play for this team. Blow games
That was
by not
exciting.
throwing
That
strikes.
wasn't boring. That was exciting. Ian Hamilton was not
I mean, it
boring. That
was
was really
exciting.
good.
I mean, he's nasty.
Yeah.
Ian Hamilton's nasty, though. He has a really good slider. He has a great
Yeah.
slider that he has to use more. He has some good stuff
That
out
is
there.
good. Mhm.
I'm impressed with him. But
Yeah.
Santana, not good. That guy, that's a guy who doesn't throw strikes. And he was really, really befuddled by Tim Anderson being on base last night and Gordon. He really got
Mhm.
he was like Chapman there, head case with the speed on the base fence. Okay,
Yeah.
so what they seal? Focus on the batter at hand or do a pitch
Yeah.
out or something. Like, why are you so like headset on like that just shows like pitchers that get rattled like that are not going to be successful in New York. Like they're not going to be good.
And
You could
and
tell
it's a
that.
shame because the reason why I hesitated at first and said somebody like Santana is because the first game he pitched, I was like, wow, this guy has good stuff. He has that sinker really moves. His sinker slider combo, it's actually really nice. You're right though. He doesn't have any control. He's not efficient in any way. He's
No.
the opposite of efficiency. And you're right, he gets rattled with runners on bases. But no, and then even you have somebody like Nick Birdie. I think, but what they have here is they've identified guys with good stuff. Nick Birdie throws 98. Dennis Santana, the ball moves. Well, I mean, so
Hmm.
if you think about something, if you can, really hone in on the control part of it, I mean, these guys could be weapons. I don't know so much about Dennis Santana, but the way they've used Nick Birdie to get an out or two, righty on righty, high velocity, it makes sense. The formula makes sense. So I like what they're doing there.
And then going to starting pitching, Matthew Rodon has been really impressive so far. He's looked much better than he did in year. I mean, he's a 1.72 ERA. The only thing with Rodon is that concerns me is he can't finish what he started usually. Like usually he'll go like that game the other night, go 6 innings, goes into the seventh, leaves the bases. I know it never happened, but he leaves the bases loaded when he comes out with 0 outs. Like he can't finish a start yet. And I know it's nitpicking. I know it's early, and he's gotten better, right? Like I can't really kill him that much, but he has to finish his starts. And once he finishes his starts, he could be a really dynamic weapon for the Yankees.
Yeah.
And that's a 2-starter that you sign. But for now, I'm still like hesitant to start really believing in him. Like, yeah, I'm happy that he's improved. It's big for the team. Starting pitcher was a weakness, especially when they lost Garrett Cole. But Rodon has to finish his starts. Once he does that, I'll be sold.
Yeah, I think the thing about Rodon is I don't know if you can interpret this I don't know if you interpret this in a good or a bad way, but he's been working out of a lot of jams. So does that say, oh, this guy, like in
Yeah.
the big scenario, he steps up and he gets the job done? Or does that say, his stuff is hittable. He's been lucky so far. He's lucky that these guys haven't scored. He's stranded bases loaded. Those runs have been unearned. This guy has almost a higher whip than ERA. So what does that tell
Yeah.
you? Um, so I'm I don't know if I'm sold or not. I'm still like at this portion I was after his first start, where it's like he's working out of trouble and he's
Mm-hmm.
managing to put together solid starts. But there hasn't been that element of like dominance. And the one other guy too, I think has the best stuff probably in the rotation. Maybe is Luis Heel. This guy is striking out guys left and right, but suffers with a similar problem: walks, control.
Yeah.
I think that I saw this on Twitter. At the minimum, this guy would be a great bullpen arm. Get him for 15 really hard pitches. He's got to be throwing 101 probably. But if you could really find something with him as a starter and fix the control issues, I think he could be electric. And it's kind of the same thing that we saw. What was it in 2021 when he first came up? The flashes are
Yeah.
still there. He's only 25.
Yeah, and look, you just lost Jonathan Loaisiga for the season too, and the Yankees were going to utilize Loaisiga as a long innings guy in the bullpen.
Mhm.
So once they get Garrett Cole back, I think Luis Hill's going to slot into that role that Loaisiga was supposed to have. A guy that could go 2-3 innings in
Ian
the
Hamilton
bullpen.
could do that too.
He can do that, and it's good to have multiple guys too. I think
Okay.
Hill has to move into the bullpen. He has to be on the team. You cannot move into the minors. I don't want the excuse
Oh
where
yeah.
we want to get starting pitching innings. Like we don't. No, this guy has to help this team. This guy is nasty, and if he figures out his walk issue like just a little bit, this guy could be. This guy has ace stuff. He has ace level stuff, and I'm not saying that. And that's like hard to earn that caliber type of pitcher.
Yeah.
He has ace stuff. A great fastball that plays off a great changeup and a slider. He has 3 legit pitches in this league.
Like
And if he
young
figures
Luis
out that
Severino a little bit, but yeah.
he is young, unpolished young Luis Severino. And he has polished himself a little bit since the Tommy John surgery. Like he used to be when he first came up, he used to walk more guys, and he still has that issue, but it's a little better. I can see more sound mechanics that he has this time around. But if you really fine tune him, Matthew, I love this weapon they have in Heel. I really do, and that's the blessing in disguise where you get with this Cole injury. Like obviously the Cole injury is not good, but the blessing in disguise is Cole. Maybe he won't be worn down by the time the playoffs come. 200 innings, he would have pitched this year probably, and then he would have been worn down potentially in the playoffs. You get him a fresh arm that's going to start probably in June. Right now, his rehab looks good. Cross your fingers that nothing goes wrong. But say he'll be fresh, right? It won't be that. That's a good sign. And also, you find guys like Heel. He was starting the minors leagues. You wouldn't know him being a good weapon in the majors. Like you found like a good, solid young arm from this injury. And I really like Heel. I'm excited to watch every one of his starts. Guys, the kid's electric. I love him.
Yeah, agreed. I think that covers it mostly for the Yankees. We're going to move to Yankees trivia. We found something on Sporkle. Every Yankee did a home run since from 2017 to 2022. It's going to be a test for us. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to get it done.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see.
mean,
So
I don't
in
know
15
if we're gonna get this
minutes.
done, but
We
we'll
have 15
try.
minutes.
All
Let's
right.
see. Let's start. Should
Yep.
we start? And so we
Yeah, we can
see
start.
how many home runs they hit and what positions they played in what years. All right,
I'm
starting
ready. I'm ready.
now. I'll just be typing. Give me some people for now.
Judge, Stanton. We're gonna go Rizzo, right? He was on the team in 2022.
Yeah, that's a good
Gallo.
one. Gallo. Yeah.
Trevino.
Yeah.
Gary Sanchez.
Ooh.
We'll go like by position.
Let's
Austin
go Romine.
Yeah, Romine.
Higashioka.
Ben Rortvedt, I think, hit a home run too. I don't know how you spell that. Maybe
That's it,
Ben.
right?
Did he not?
No, he didn't play in 2022.
Oh, okay. All right. So catchers. Anyone other catchers? Wells. No, but he wasn't. This is 2022.
Yeah. What about was John Ryan Murphy the backup in 2017?
Yeah, you could try that.
Murphy.
Oh, I'm trying to think of
No.
catchers.
Not McCann.
Ryan Murphy, maybe.
No, it doesn't require first name. So
Okay. Let's go outfield. I got Judge Ellsbury.
Oh, that's the spelling. Yep. Gardner.
Jacoby Ellsbury. Gardner. Jake Bowers.
Ooh, no, that was last year.
Oh, it was okay.
That's where it comes into play.
Oh my god.
2022.
IKF was only 1 year.
No, Falefa should be there. He was there. I got put in Kiner, right? Am I spelling
it wasn't. Man, we got to pick it up.
Okay.
All right, Todd Frazier.
Oh, what about like Neil Walker? Oh,
yeah,
there he is.
Todd Frazier.
Headley.
Oh, we got Clint Frazier too.
Yeah, we got that too.
Headley, third base. Stephen Drew. Was he?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think he's 2016.
Okay.
What about Greg Bird?
Third base. Bird. That's a good one. Greg Bird. Aaron Hicks. Oh no, do we have some difficulties here?
Yeah, you see me freezing, right?
God.
Oh no. Should I reload it? Should I risk reloading it?
Yeah, you can risk reloading it. We could be very quick with our answers that we gave already. Oh man. Come on, Sporkle. You sold out on us.
Hold on. We're gonna be right back with it.
We're gonna be right back with this. It gives us time to think a little bit. Okay.
Wait, I feel like there were a lot of utility.
Yeah, I got a couple more. Okay. Yeah. Okay,
Did any pitchers hit a home run? That's a good question.
Pitchers.
Okay, so we're back in. We're starting again, but now we've been given time to really think it over. If it goes unresponsive again, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Okay, Judge.
So Judge
Stanton. We got Frazier.
Clinton Frazier.
Sanchez.
Okay, let's go Sanchez. Romine. Higashioka.
Luke Voit.
Bird. Rizzo. Gallo.
Gallo, yeah.
What about Castro?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Starling Castro. Didi Gregorius.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Didi Gregorius. Headley. Oh, I got one. Kendrys Morales.
Morales.
He hit
one.
My
goodness.
I think he hit one. He hit one. What a all right, that's good.
Wow.
Oh, Rougned
Odor recently signed back with the Yankees. What about that guy? Yeah. Ryan Lamar. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes. I don't think. Oh, I'm trying to think. Okay, Billy McKinney hit one. No, he definitely hit one.
You gotta check the spelling on your end.
I gotta get spelling here. He did. No, he definitely hit one though.
That's it, right?
He's McKinney. Kinney.
No,
but it's a capital K.
Oh, no.
Really? He didn't hit one?
What about Ryan Lamar? I know he hit one.
Oh, he won last year, McKinney. That's why. Okay. Logan Allen, is that one? No.
Greg Allen? No.
Greg Allen, no. Oh man, this is bad. No, this is a bad look for us.
This is terrible. 52
Volpe,
home runs.
no, he's last year. Shortstop, 2021. We had a lot of shortstops. Did we do Gleyber Torres?
Oh yeah, Torres. Our bad. What about
Did we do
Velasquez?
Did we do Stanton in this? Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So I don't know if the spelling is right on some of these. I mean, what about did Andrew
Who
Velasquez
had
hit
52
one?
home runs? Oh, Matt Carpenter.
There we go. 6 home runs.
Who had
as DH.
52? Who had 52 home runs as utility?
Yeah,
52
utilities
home
throwing me
runs as
off.
utility. Urshela.
Oh, Urshela. Oh, good
That's not even
find
the
though.
one.
He played some
60. Who's an
2021.
outfielder that hit
One
60?
home run is Velasquez. I just don't know if the spelling is right.
Velasquez. I'm trying to think of the 20. Oh, and Denny Echeverria. Did he hit one for us?
Oh, you gotta. I'm not even trying to spell that one out. We're kind of moving here. First base, outfield. What? Oh, did I put Bird back in?
All right, so it's HECHAVARRIA.
There he is. He's in.
AV. All right, good.
It's in.
Okay, that was a good one.
2 home runs.
Oh,
So let's go McCutchen.
20.
McCutchen. Boom.
McCutchen, good one.
Same.
Benintendi, right?
Benintendi. Oh, the spelling's not right. There's probably a double N.
Maybe it's IN. It's IN. No, it's EN. It's INTENDI.
BENI.
INTENDI.
No.
He didn't hit a home run.
That was 2022.
Maybe.
That's why.
No, it was 2021.
This is
It
not
was
up to date, really. It's like a weird thing.
Look up Andrew. Maybe do Andrew. Just do Andrew.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you know who that catcher was? What was that catcher's name? Who was a third, who has like a show? He was old. He would come up.
Oh,
Katz.
Oh yeah, Eric Kratz.
Oh, he's not in there.
What? No way. Oh my god, we had to get this. We're forgetting so many. We're forgetting so many people. Really who had terrible. 34 home runs? Outfield.
Oh, what about Jay Bruce? Oh, Bruce. That's hilarious.
Oh, Matthew, Troy Tulowitzki.
Oh, Tulo. Oh, how am I spelling that?
Oh, you can't spell. No way, you're spelling that.
You gotta search that one up.
Tulo.
These are important.
WITZKI. WITZKI.
Boom.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Tulo.
He retired
5
after
home runs?
2 games for the Yankees. Retired after 2 games.
Terrible. Who hit 5 home runs as a catcher in 2022?
Oh man.
Rob Brantley.
Brantley.
Oh.
EY maybe. Is that his name? No.
It was LY, I remember.
Yeah, it was. Wait, who is 66 home runs? Who's the bottom left? 66 home runs, 1722. We're forgetting someone.
Gardner? Did I put Gardner in? I think I put Gardner in.
Gardner. No, you did.
Oh, I did.
Oh, man. With 66 home runs.
Oh, what about Torres?
Torres. I think we had that for the other one.
But how do I spell that?
Man.
Ronnie Torres.
Torreyes. No, I don't think he did.
I don't know if this is a sketchy sporkle, honestly. I think I'm challenging some of this.
It's a little sketchy, but you know what? We're forgetting a lot of people here. We're forgetting some people. First base. Who played first base? Voit. Do we have Voit?
Yeah, who played
before
have Voit? Bird?
Played for Bird, Voit.
Who played in 2017 first base?
It was Bird. Oh my god. Harrison Bader. Is that one? I mean, I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
No way.
Are you kidding me?
Oh man. That's rough. All right.
Okay, so you know what we're going to do? I'm going to reload this, and we're just going to go to the results.
Yeah, I want to see the results. I think we miss a lot of people. Man, who the heck?
So I'm going to unshare this. This was a bit of a fail, but no, we tried for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we should have got way more. I mean, Chris Carter, maybe? No?
I'm just gonna give up right away.
Chris Carter Morales was on the team. Oh, Higashioka? Higashioka.
I put Higashioka.
We did? Rob Schneider.
Oh, that was a good one, Ref Snyder. Okay, I'm gonna share the answers.
I'm trying to think
There's
of other ones before we
there's
get the result.
some big ones we missed.
Oh, my God.
So Andrew
Maven. Oh,
Harwood
my
should have
God.
gone.
Oh, and
Austin
yeah.
Carpenter, we got Chris Carter.
Matt
Wow.
Holiday. How do we forget Matt Holiday?
Oh, Holiday. Oh, Donaldson's in there. G-Man Choi.
Oh, yeah.
Brendan Drury.
Oh, G-Man Choi. Velasquez. Neil Walker.
Encarnacion.
We should have got these.
Encarnacion. Taro Estrada, Florial, Mike Ford, we should have gotten.
LeMayu we didn't put. We didn't put LeMayu.
Oh, Chris Gittins. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Gittins. I was so happy when he got called up.
Yeah, that's
Who was
funny.
that guy
Aaron
that got
Hicks.
called up?
Oh yeah, Chris Gittins. That was a big deal when he got called up. I remember that.
Yeah.
Hicks we should have gotten. Holiday, Lamar. I knew Lamar was on that. Tim LoCastro,
Brendan Jury.
Yeah.
Brendan Jury hit only one home run? Really?
Oh, Shane Robinson.
Oh, then he had that issue. Then he had that eye issue. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Mike Talkman. That.
Tim LoCastro. Torreyes is on there. I don't know why they didn't register. Trevino's on there. We put all those guys down. They didn't register.
Sketchy. Marwin Gonzalez.
Sketchy.
Oh, man.
Tyler Wade we could have gone. Neil Walker I got. So that was good.
This is disappointing. Next time we'll do better.
We're gonna figure out a way to get it to actually show it more. But that was experimental. That was interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
let's move on to
what are you gonna do?
Let's move on. They are. Let's put their banner up. We have the record down. 53, 22, and 4. I don't know. It might be 53, 23, and 4 now. But
yes, it is.
I don't know. Well, why don't you start? Where do you want to take
the in-show switch? The in-show switch. Rangers, they're just like limping into the playoffs at this point. I think they're checked out. They had a chance to really if they win before tonight's game, if they won 2 out of 3, they win the Eastern Conference guaranteed. Now they have to win the next 2. Depends on what Carolina and Boston do tomorrow, but I mean, pretty much you're probably gonna have to win the next 2 to win the East. You don't want to play Tampa Bay in the first round, Matthew. You do not want to play Tampa Bay.
No.
And if you choke this opportunity away by losing these last 2 games, choking away, winning the conference, and avoiding Tampa in the first round, just a big letdown. I think Tampa Bay would give you a 6 or 7 game series, which you do not want in the first round. I could be wrong, but look, it's the playoffs. You're going to play a good team no matter what. But would you rather be playing a Tampa Bay Lightning team or a Capital Red Wing Penguin team? Which also, I will say this, I'm scared of the Penguins in the first round as well because Crosby's getting really hot. And that team has something to play for. Like it's like their last dance, sort of, because all the aging players there. So good thing they don't have Gensel. Good thing they don't have him because at least they lost him. But Matthew, Rangers, we're gonna find out who they're gonna play in the playoffs pretty soon here and within a week. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But right now, there's some teams I want to avoid.
Yeah, my bottom line is you don't want to face a team that's hot, and I don't really care who it is. If it's Pittsburgh, you just don't want to face a team when they're hot. You don't want to catch them at the wrong time. We see teams every year, wild card, this, that, and then they make the finals. So I think it's less about. It might even be less about the matchup. It's just more about who do they have at this current moment? How are they playing at this current moment? And Pittsburgh, I agree, it's one of those teams, and Pittsburgh, any of those divisional, I think the only team that the Rangers would handily beat is probably the Islanders and then some teams in the Atlantic. But all of those Metro teams, Carolina, Pittsburgh, even Washington, I think they would just give them tough times. It's just divisional. There's history there, even recent history.
Yeah.
And then include a team like Tampa Bay where there's a lot of history with. I just don't trust Rangers to go 5 games and win a series against any of those teams. I think they would beat the Capitals for sure, but I think it would go to 6 games.
Yeah, I think Capitals. I think I'm a little less scared of just because they have
Okay.
their stars on the team are all 8. I mean, they're all it's Ovechkin. Like no one else really scares me. That's young, and that's really a threat in a playoff series. Capitals, I think you take care of in 5 games, 6 at the very
Okay.
worst. But Lightning, I mean, that's going 6 games. That is you're not winning that series in 5. Matthew, they have Kucherov who has 140 points. Stamkos who
Vasilevsky,
scored
all
30
those
goals
guys.
again. Vasilevsky who could put together a great playoff series and really get you out with Igor not playing the way he's like has played in the past. Like the Lightning are scary. And if the Rangers play
Mhm.
them, I mean, they could be a first round exit. And that's so scary because they had this such a great season. And these last few games could really screw it up for them. I mean, they have to win these next 2 games. If it means that they have to win them to win the conference, like they have to win these games, and you have to treat them as playoff like games. I understand that teams like, oh, they're not going to be scared of, the Lightning. But if I was Peter Laviolette, I'd be like, you want to play Tampa? Be my guest. We have to win these games. We want an easy series in the first round. That's the problem with the Rangers. I think I've said this repeatedly. You have to
Yeah,
have an
you have.
early, easy series, or else you're not going to go far. If you every series going 6, 7 games, and then the next round going 7, by the time the Eastern Conference Finals come up, by the time the Stanley Cup Finals come out, if you make it there, you're going to be gassed, and your team is going to be gassed. And one of the West teams is probably going to have a quick series. So you have to take care of business in 5 or 6 games in the first round. And against the Lightning, you're not doing that. Could be wrong. Well, Islanders, it looks like the Islanders are going to be in because they have 89. They won again tonight. They have 89 points, 6-game winning streak. Looks like they're going to be in that 3 seed.
Good for
Unless
them.
Pittsburgh, I mean, I would root for Pittsburgh to jump the Islanders at 3 seed. The Islanders, Matthew, they're still pesky and it would still be annoying. It would be an annoying series, but I
I
think
think it'd be
you can
fun
still
though. Like
take care of them.
I want to see Rangers Islanders to some
Oh, I
extent.
want to see that as well. I mean, that would be awesome. And it could
Yeah.
still happen with the Hurricanes passing us and we play them 2-3. Like that could still happen as well. Anything's on the
Mhm.
table here. Really anything. But Matthew, we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
Mika Zibanejad, we'll talk about the players here. Zibanejad has to step up. Kreider, I know he's had 39 goals. They're all on the power play though. Like he has to step up 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Roslovic, I
It's
don't know where he's been. Roslovic has not been. He's been non-existent since the first week he got acquired. The first week that he was here was great,
wasn't bad.
and
Yeah.
we were raving about him, right? And Wenberg, but I think Wenberg's been a solid fit for the team. Roslovic, not so much. He has to step up. I mean, he's in that first. I don't think the first line is for him, but the Rangers had no other options to do. But yeah, I mean, Mika has to step up, or else the team's not going anywhere. And Kreider, I mean, that first line has to get going. Has to.
Yeah, I mean, you can disagree with me, but I think that the Rangers were on their 10-game streak or whatever, and they were playing some really good hockey when Rempe was in the lineup. I don't care about
Yeah.
the quality of hockey player he is. For whatever reason, and maybe it's justified, he's not trusted even when he is out there, he plays 4 minutes a game, doesn't play. But to me, it just it's a presence in the lineup, and it feels like it just reverberates through the rest of the lineup. They play better. The team plays better with him in the lineup. And I don't really understand why somebody like Brodinski is trusted that much over Rempe, because Brodinski to me is like, I think he's serviceable at best, but I think Rempe is fine too. And I just think I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but I just want to mention that. And like deadline acquisitions, at first I thought they were really, really helping the team out. But no, the Roslovic with Zibanejad and Kreider combination hasn't sparked anything. That line is still terrible 5-on-5. And I think it all falls on Zibanejad. I think you look at Kreider. I still stand by the fact that the last 3 years he's had 34 plus goals every year, 52, whatever, 34, and then 39 this year. But Kreider is Kreider. Like I know exactly what I'm getting. Scores on the power play, has some nice finishing touch, the tip-ins, but he's not necessarily like a 5-on-5 player. To me, it all
Yeah.
falls on Zibanejad. If Zibanejad starts playing well, that line will start clicking, and it just hasn't happened all year. He had that one good game, maybe 2 games ago now, and
Mhm.
otherwise all season it's just been a little bit of a goal here and there, a power play point, but it hasn't been 5-on-5 good play.
Yeah, and that's what's going to hurt the Rangers if they can't get that 5-on-5 production. Because in the playoffs, I mean, look, you're still going to get power play opportunities, but in the third period late in the game, you're not going to get that, and you're going to have to score 5-on-5 in these site games. Overtime games, it's all 5-on-5. They're not going to really call penalties unless it's something really egregious. So you're going to have to find a way to win games purely 5-on-5.
Mhm.
I mean, look, Matthew, we know it. I know it. I think the Rangers have a great chance to to make a big run here and maybe potentially win a cup. But there's some concerns, as there always is. I don't think there's a perfect team in the NHL this year. I really don't think so. I think Boston has some weaknesses. Florida has some
Vegas is
weaknesses.
good.
I mean, Vegas is good, but I mean they might not even make the playoffs. Last time I checked, they're only 3 points ahead of the Blues, so they might not even make it. The West is, I mean, the West is interesting, and I don't think there's a dominant team that you expect to go to the Stanley Cup final like there was with the Avalanche 2 years ago, like there was with Vegas last year. Like there's not that dominant team. I think a lot of teams are imperfect, and hopefully the Rangers could put together like they did in 2022, complete playoff series. The Penguins was a I mean they came back 3-1 were great those games that they came back those 3 games that they won after when going down
Mhm.
3-1. Scored 5-on-5 goals, great on the power play, good goaltending. That's what you need. You need Igor to be great. You need 5-on-5 to be great. You need the power play to be great too, Matthew. Because if their power play is not good, they're not scoring. They're not going to score goals. And even if they do score on 5-on-5 and their power play is bad, they're going to be out. So I mean, look, I'm excited for the playoffs, and I'm also nervous because if they go as an early exit, it's gonna be a big disappointment. I mean, Matthew, you tied the franchise record for most wins. If you get out in the first round, it's a failure, and there's gonna be some
Mhm.
questions raised about Laviolette, even though he had a great season. There's gonna be questions about Mika Zibanejad's future, and so on. So, yeah, I mean, this is a
Of
big
course.
time for the
Yeah.
Rangers here, big time.
Yeah, and also I think it also one thing we haven't talked about is the defense. I mean, this was something where it was like, oh, we thought the offense was going to be the question mark, and I still think it is. But the defense goaltending tandem has been up and down all season. Start off really well, we were all raving about
Yeah.
it. Then they had that really rough stretch kind of in January, along with Igor struggling, and the defense didn't do anything to help him. And then it really rebounded in February. It was really fantastic, even into mid March with the streak and all of that. And then since then, it's been back on the decline. I mean, I don't know. We talk about it. I'm sort of letting up a little bit. Truba being out, they're playing well. Truba coming back in, not playing as well. But and also coinciding with the goaltending play, quick, starting off really well. I mean, it all kind of falls under the same pattern. Which version are you going to get in the playoffs? Are you going to get the second and fourth quarter of kind of Rangers goaltending tandem that's been really bad, or are you going to kind of get that first and third quarter, which was spectacular? I think that's going to be the key in the playoffs. And I think given Igor's track record, he's starting all of those playoff games, every single one. Um, you hope you get the good version, but
Yeah,
I think that's important.
and I think just because Quick has had a great year, I think he deserves. If the Rangers go down 2-1, maybe 3-1, you start Quick if Igor's struggling. I think that's definitely an option. It's not gonna be like, oh, Igor's every game and that's it, and that's it. I
Yeah, but
think
I don't
Quick
think
has a
he's going to
chance to start a
struggle.
playoff game here.
But yeah, I agree. Hmm.
I hope not. I mean, you hope it doesn't come to that because if Quick is starting a playoff game, the team's in trouble. You don't want
That's
it
a
to come to
problem.
that,
Yeah.
but it's an option. It's an option. It could happen. It's possible. But we'll see, Matthew. We need good goaltending. That's a big thing. We need good goaltending.
Mhm.
Special teams has been great, but you cannot rely on special teams to win the playoffs, or else it's going to get you in trouble. And that's what scares me about Tampa, man. I mean, they have guys that could contribute 5-on-5. They know how to play playoff hockey. This core has won 2 Stanley Cups, 3, right? Was it 3 or 2? It was 3.
I just
They've
three.
won
Yeah.
3 Stanley Cups as a core. So I mean,
Back
they're
to
a
back.
dynasty. You're facing a dynasty here. I know they haven't had the season you had, but they haven't. They're sitting there at 97 points. I mean, they have had still a great season and getting really hot recently. Kucherov's on. He's a man possessed this year. He's going to probably win MVP. Stamkos still scoring 30 goals, and we said
Yeah.
Vasilevsky. Tampa Bay could beat you in a playoff series, and that scares me so much because they could potentially play them in the first round. I mean, it's really a scary image to have. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully,
Yeah.
they get the Capitals and even the Penguins. I think the Penguins. I mean, we'll preview the series
Don't run into a
once
hot
the.
team. That's what I want to.
I mean, Matthew, Penguins, man. I mean, Crosby just won the game in overtime tonight against big game against the Red Wings, who a team they're fighting for. So he's willing his team into the playoffs. I think they got really. Matthew, when they traded Jake Ensel, they were out of it. Everyone thought
They were
they
totally out.
sold the team. Kyle Dubas sold that team, and they're just playing with something they have to like some attitude, like they have to prove something, like it's their last ride with this core. And that scares me.
Mhm.
That really does. They
Good for them.
really are playing with an edge. No,
Yeah.
not good for us. Not good for them, not good for us. That's what I would
Good
say.
for them, but I mean, yeah, because it's an interesting. It really that's the a really interesting story to me. I mean, I don't know. I just think my thing is don't run into a hot playoff team. The Penguins could absolutely be that when you look at what Crosby, Malkin. I don't care how old they are. I mean, no, Carlson. I think the goaltending's a problem. But you have three of those guys that score 5-on-5, that play physical hockey, that have won multiple Stanley Cups in the past, and that's not a good recipe. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think probably our next podcast next week.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
The
preview
playoffs
it.
won't have started, but the regular season will be over, and then we'll be previewing the playoffs. So we'll see where we are.
Yeah, I mean, Matthew, can we just talk about this for 1 second? Crosby has 40 goals this year. I mean, he's sitting at how old is he now? 36, and he still has 40. I mean, he's unbelievable. I mean, really
Mhm.
just, I mean, wow, what a player. Um, he could have just threw in the white flag and gave up on the season after they got canceled, but he really, took it to heart. I think that whole team took that trade to heart.
Mhm.
Pissed off at the GM saying, "Oh, you don't believe in us," and they've really set up. It's a really nice story. Hopefully, it doesn't come back to bite us, right? But
Yeah.
we'll move on to
It's
the
his
Knicks now,
most
Matthew.
goals since
Big,
2016, 2017.
yeah,
So yeah,
unbelievable.
really,
I mean,
no,
unbelievable.
aging like fine wine. But yeah.
He's unreal. Knicks, Matthew, on the other hand, had a big win tonight over the Celtics.
Mhm.
Celtics played. I mean, look, they're not really playing it for anything. They clinched their number one seed already, but they did play their big time players. So, and they won on the road. So it says a little something about this Knicks team. OG looks much better over these past two games. Matthew actually scoring. And his defense is just so huge. He neutralizes the best player on the other team. Every night he's out there. So the OG coming back is huge. Obviously, Randall's out for the year, which is kind of disappointing because this Knicks team at
As
full
well.
strength really had a chance to compete with anyone in the league. Obviously, the Celtics are consensus favorite to go to the finals and come out of the East, but this Knicks team, I believe, with Randall could have competed with them. Maybe not so much anymore, but I think they can still give them a run for their money. That's so far in the future. I think they're going to clinch a 3 seed. They won't have to face the Celtics to a potential Eastern Conference final, and the Knicks team could go on a run. This Eastern Conference is very, very loaded with teams that are very similar to one another. So I think the Knicks have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the starting five is fine. Even without Randall, I think Randall will be great. I talk about it all the time. The value of whether you agree with kind of the way he plays or not, the value of him taking the shot clock down on 20 possessions per game and then making half of those shots kind of somehow and averaging 20 points a game. It's just valuable. But I think the starting lineup is still fine as is. Brunson, DiVincenzo, Anunoby, Hart and Hartenstein, and then you have Robinson. I think is solid off the bench. I'm still concerned about depth. I understand that McBride's been fine, but you look at the trade deadline acquisitions, absolutely terrible. No, Bogdanovich and Burks, both are horrid. Both are barely playing right now. That's really been disappointing, and it kind of sucks because somebody that would be nice to have right now is Quentin Grimes. I mean, that would be actually valuable. 3-and-D, somebody that
Yeah.
actually does it well. But you're getting not. I said I want not to toot my own horn, but I called this. I didn't call Burks necessarily, but I called Bogdanovich. I said this guy might be worse than Evan Fournier. I think I just
Yeah.
don't.
I
I didn't.
mean,
I never saw it really. I mean, if you had Bogdanovich, why not play Evan Fournier? You train them for each other. I don't know. It felt a little redundant, but
yeah.
I'm concerned about the depth
I
of the
mean,
playoff. I think the Tom Thibodeau teams are they worn out in the playoffs? They've been playing a lot of minutes all year, and then that's going to have to
mhm.
continue because I think you need Brunson, DiVincenzo, Anunoby, Hartenstein playing 48 minutes a night, and then the one guy maybe you can sub in at center is Mitchell Robinson because he's capable. But I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think Achua could serve a purpose as well, to be honest with you.
He's
Randall
kind
not
of been
coming
in
back.
the
I think he's still
doghouse recently. He's played like 9 minutes a game his past three
yeah,
games.
I think that he could provide something. And Bogdanovich has been scoring recently, Matthew. I mean, he hasn't been great, obviously, but the past few games, like today, he scored 14 points. If he could do that, maybe he plays like 18, maybe he plays like 15 to 20 minutes in the playoffs and scores, 15 points. That'll be useful. And Burks, I think, is out of the rotation. So
Out of the
that
rotation.
experiment has failed. Um, you're right.
Experiment.
I mean, Grimes would have been Grimes. I mean, look, Grimes wasn't this great player. He was nice to have his depth. And maybe he's slightly marginally better than Bogdanovich is. Probably is. I don't know what he's done
I think
with
he is.
the. What has he done? What
He's been
team did he
hurt.
get
He
traded?
got hurt there.
So he got hurt. So it would have been he wouldn't have even contributed to our team. Who knows what would have happened if he stayed with us? But
You don't
yeah, I
know.
mean the team. Look, there's some concerns, but I still think they have a strong team. I really do. I think this team could really. This team has heart. It has something that some other teams don't, and you can't teach heart. They hustle for one another. They play great defense, something that's very very important in the playoffs. They play amazing
Yeah.
defense. I mean, Josh Hart with the steals he gets on defense, even Shenzo hustles. And very smart players as well. All these Nova players are smart, man. We know that. The
Definitely.
IQ is off the charts. And I think that could propel you to win some of these close playoff series. Defense and smartness. The Knicks have it, and I really think they. I'm excited for these playoffs, Matthew. Hopefully, the Rangers and Knicks
Mhm.
go on a 94-year type run here. Hopefully, we have that,
Yeah.
Matthew. I mean, we had. I saw a thing actually the other day. It said in '94 we had a solar eclipse. O.J. Simpson police chase happened in '94. He died today. In
Yeah.
2024, we had the eclipse, O.J. police chase, and '94 was something, and yeah, the '94 Rangers Knicks playoff run. So hopefully that's a sign of some
Yeah.
good Knicks Ranger runs. I mean, I'm
No,
just
what
throwing
yeah,
that out. But
one last thing, Jalen Brunson has to get MVP consideration because you look at what he's
yeah,
done with this team after especially after Randall went down. Before Randall went down, he was averaging, like, a modest 26, which is obviously still fantastic. Since then, he's averaging 30, and his past 10 games, he's averaging 40. So, no, this guy and there's no telling what he's gonna do in the playoffs. This guy's one of the best players in the league, and I hate that it's still disputed because it was something last year where it was like, okay, this guy plays well, but he's not necessarily top 10 in, like, scoring or anything. He's number
yeah. I
4
mean,
in scoring in the NBA, and he's
I just
played
want to. Yeah,
74 games. So
you say
that's
Matthew, and I know the NBA they post this Kia MVP ladder, a top
mhm,
10 MVP. Brunson's not even in the top 10 consideration.
that's
Guys like
ridiculous.
Guys like Sabonis are ahead of him. Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Edwards. I guess he's had a great season. Devin Booker. I think Brunson's had a better season than him. I think he's had a better season than Anthony
For
Davis.
sure.
Sabonis. I think he's had a better season than. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, come on, it has to
I
stop
would
right here.
literally run off
This is
the scoring list.
ridiculous.
Me, the only three or four guys that deserve it, possibly more, are Doncic averaging
Shy.
34. Yeah, Gilgeous-Alexander and Giannis. That's probably it. They've played a lot of games.
Yeah.
They've played, no, but Brunson, you have to give him credit too. How could you? I mean, he's going to end up
I
playing
mean,
78 out of 82 games. That's unheard of for a modern star. So, just that
ridiculous.
has
I
to
mean,
be
I think it's
dismissed.
ridiculous. Tatum. I mean, look, Tatum's had a solid year, but look at the supporting cast he has. I mean, he has
Yeah,
guys like
Brown.
Porzingis, Brown, Holiday.
Mhm.
Brunson has who's he have without Randall? Steven Shenzo. Who I think he's made a better player. Josh Hart, like
He's
guys that really
elevated those
are not
guys. He's
scoring.
elevated
He's
those
elevated
guys.
those guys. I mean,
Mhm.
MVP, most valuable player, not the best player in the league, the most valuable player to the team. If the Knicks don't have Brunson, Matthew, I think they have 20 wins this year. I think they have 20
Agreed.
wins.
Mhm.
I mean, are you kidding me? He's not even in the top 10. Kawhi Leonard? Are we Anthony Davis? I
Kawhi
mean,
Leonard's
what's the
averaging
Lakers?
23 points. He's like 20th in score. He
I mean, what's
doesn't
the
like
Lakers record right now? What are they playing right now? I mean, come on. What a ridiculous what a ridiculous article. I mean, the bias is just
agreed.
I mean, writers cannot accept and analysis cannot accept that Brunson's a great player. They can't. They're still not sold. How are you still not sold? I mean, when you watch this guy every night, I mean, he's unbelievable. He's getting better every year, Matthew. And I told you, Matthew, he's going to average 30
Me too.
points every
Yeah.
year from now on. From now on, he's going to average 30 points because
You were right
he's that
about
guy
that.
that
Yeah.
takes over late in the game. I mean, he's unbelievable. How do people not see this? Maybe the only weakness in his game is defense, something, but he still plays hard.
No,
The only thing is his
he's
height. His
he's
defense
solid out
is
there.
not great,
I think
ideal,
he's
but
solid on
he's not a
defense.
liability. He's not a
Mhm.
liability.
Agreed.
I can't believe that MVP ladder nonsense. Kawhi Leonard, that guy takes nights off every other night. I mean, talk about load
Yeah.
management. That guy's a weakling. Come on.
Weekly.
I mean,
Yeah. No, it
absolutely
was crazy.
ridiculous. That's blasphemy that Kawhi Leonard's over him. Sabonis too? Like, come on. Are we
Yeah.
serious here? Are we really
Agreed.
serious?
Let's end on
It's
that.
nuts.
I think, yeah, let's hope for, like you were getting to before, let's hope for runs for both teams. We'll see. They're both good this year. I think they both have a chance. I don't know about winning it all, but at least to have a deep playoff run. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, Matthew. We hope. I mean, we need a championship soon enough. Soon
Okay.
enough, we need a championship. Matthew, I just want to say this. We got a big new guest announcement. Jake Asman hosts his own show, Jets content creator. Is going to join us next week, hopefully live show. We're going to promote that soon. Post it. He's going to post it on his end. So hope you guys, can tune in for that. It's going to be a Friday. Most likely could change. It's going to be Friday, April 19th. So we're really excited to have him on. He's going to give us what he thinks about the, Jets draft choices. We didn't even talk about the NFL in general, how he thinks the board is going to shake out in 2 weeks from now, NFL draft. Very
Yeah,
exciting times,
we're
Matthew.
saving that.
Yeah. So Jake Asman, hope you guys could join us for that. We're really excited to have him on to get his analysis on what he thinks, everything Jets, and we could potentially talk some Giants with him as well. So because he's very knowledgeable with the football and in general. He's also a Yankee fan, so maybe we could talk some Yankees with him as well. So Matthew, really excited to have him on next week. Check that out, guys. And this was a great episode as always, and we'll see you guys in the next one.